Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wendy. I'm about to do a video diary. If you would like to find out a little bit more about my past, then do please stay tuned. So I'm going to get out of the sequence of order here to tell this tale. But I'd like to remind you that I've been in recovery since 1997, and the tales that I tell are no longer a part of my life, but of my past, not of my present nor of my future. Um, 1997 was the year that I was saved and delivered from cocaine by the one and only, the Almighty. If you find yourself in a similar situation, or if you're using, or if you're lost, or if you're just in the pits of hell, um, there is a living God that you can call upon that has power over evil. And in my opinion, any kind of a speed drug is created by the most evil of the all evils. So I'm going to tell you about one of the raids that really sticks in my mind. There were several of them, but this particular one sticks in my mind because we could have gone to prison for the rest of our lives if everything that was there had been found. Prison time, I mean. So let me show you the way that God works when you don't even know that He's working. Okay, so this was probably in the early 90s, I would say. You know, by then we were good and strung out, and Jonathan was about 12, so I would suppose about 98, the late 90s is when this probably happened. You know, this wasn't long before the end of the ends for this girl, anyway. So my son and I are in there playing, are in the living room playing Nintendo or Crash Bandicoot. I was as strung out on video games as I was my drugs. I loved playing video games. I would stay there for days playing video games. So this day I have on a pair of red sweatpants, no brassiere, and a white t-shirt with a big mustard stain in the center where I had eaten something or another and dropped it on me. And it was during the commencing of playing this marathon my son and I had been on for days. It was either Super Mario Brothers or Crash Bandicoot, a PlayStation game. And we would I let Jonathan stay up with me the night before, and we just were having us a good old time. Well, while we're in there doing that, my ex-husband had come back home and we didn't know it because when he got back home, the cops had come up there and got him, and I suppose they surrounded him. It was my ex and somebody else was out there too, but I don't remember who that was. I can't see a face in my mind. Anyway, so they're in the yard conducting business for I don't know how long till they come in the house and let us know of their presence. And they come in the house, let us know that my ex-husband is out front, handcuffed out by the rose bushes out front. That his friend, whomever he had with him that night, was as well, and they wanted to search the house. Well, they had a canine dog with them. I had just got through smoking marijuana. There was marijuana smoke all up in that house. And I do believe that is the reason why the dog did not find the drugs that were there. So they go ahead and they find a little eighth of an ounce of marijuana in my pipe in a little flowered makeup bag in my dresser drawer. And they find that and a pack of rolling papers and some stems and seeds where I throw them back in the bag after I smoke my pot. That's all they found. Let me tell you what was in this house this night. It was an act of God that they did not find all of this stuff and put us in prison for the rest of our lives. And I didn't know that God was already moving on my life. I mean, I was living for darkness. I had no idea. And there was 2 ounces of cocaine up above the mirror in the bathroom, the medicine cabinet. There was a strip of lights up there, and there was a little bitty at the top of the medicine cabinet. It sunk down at the very top and gave you an area about that deep all the way across. There was 2 ounces of cocaine up above that mirror. There was 2 huge trash bags full of marijuana hidden inside the dryer. You just take the back off and it was stuffed in there. Of course, I knew not to turn it on when he had that in there. My ex-husband had crack in his sock in a baggie that he was able to squat down with his hands behind his back and drag that mess out of his sock and toss it over by the rose bushes. The only thing they found that night was that those sticks and seeds, it was less than an eighth of an ounce of a marijuana. That's what I got charged with. Less than an eighth of an ounce. Throughout my whole life of living in the dark world, I never did anything back then that stops me now. I've never had a felony. Therefore, I can get a pistol permit if I want to. Even after the life that I have lived, that has always been an amazing thing to me. And this happened to us a lot. We wouldn't get caught doing this, that, and the other. We wouldn't get caught with this. This would happen. He got arrested so many times and got away with it that it just became a joke in the family. Like, it doesn't matter what he does, he's not going to pay for any of it anyway. It was God moving on our lives to prepare us for the lives that we were going to have today, so that we could walk around and be upstanding citizens if we wanted to be, and not be in prison for the rest of our lives. Him and me. Well, one of the first things they said when they raided us that night, of course, was they were going to call DHR to come get the children. That's when I stopped them in their tracks. I finally had something to say. I said, "No, you're not taking the children. We don't have custody of them. You need to call their nanny to come and get them. She has custody of them." I knew at that moment in time why I had asked my stepmom to help me raise those babies, and that I had legally turned them over to her so that they could be on my dad's insurance. I knew why all that had happened, so they couldn't take my kids away from me and put them in some stranger's house that may or may not be good people. May or may not. It's like throwing a quarter in the air when it comes to foster parents. So everything broke down. The pieces just always went together like they should. And this is the end result. It's the end result. I am not in prison. And I can get a pistol permit if I want to. And yeah. So if you're living a life of darkness, call upon God. He has guardian angels. He has angels. He has the Holy Spirit. He has so many helpful tools um, to help. And He has His love above all. Everybody be safe. Be kind to one another. And I'll see you again in another upload. Bye bye, everybody. Have a wonderful afternoon.